Greetings friends, welcome to day 15 of my Slow Craft Vlogmas series. My name is Bobbie Olan and I am trying out a new setup for this filming thing that I'm doing. This is actually the setup that I'd always wanted to have, where you could still see my face while I was crafting. So we'll see how that goes. I couldn't do it before because I had the tripod so low down that it was in front of my face. So the camera, which is my computer that's looking at me, couldn't actually see me because there was a tripod with my phone in the way. So the only way that I've managed to do this is to raise up the tripod. And I've actually had to zoom in this screen a little bit so that it didn't feel like I was too far away. If the quality of this is really bad though, please just let me know in the comments below and I will change things up in future videos. But if this actually works, then I will probably just stick to this format for the remainder of the Vlogmases, because it kind of just makes things a little bit easier for me, and I feel like yeah, you kind of can see everything that you need to see. Was there anything else I needed to say in the introduction? I don't think so, but I cannot do my crafting with these reindeer sunnies on, so I will put my normal glasses on and we will get to some Icord making. So I have here the two cordsmiths that I own. This one I bought from Cat and Sparrow a couple of years ago. I've only used it once to make a drawstring, and it was pretty fun to use, except I used a 100% cotton twine with it, and that was actually a little bit hard on the hands, but other than that it was excellent to use. And then of course I got this new one from 11 Windmills as part of these advents that I have been opening up. So you can see the handles are a pretty similar size. The 11 Windmills one is a bit shorter and thinner, but width wise they're pretty similar. The Cat and Sparrow one, which is 3D printed, is really lightweight, and the edges of it are sort of rounded or chamfered, or I don't know what you call that. So that's pretty comfortable to hold in that sense. The 11 Windmills one, because it is laser cut acrylic, it does have harder edges, but for me with my small hands I'm not finding that a problem at all. I actually, because it is narrower, I actually find it a little bit more comfortable to grip in my little hands. And I also actually think that the way that this handle tapers in towards the latch hooks instead of away, I find that kind of more comfortable to grip as well. Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that before, but I am going to be using this one, which I haven't used before because I only just recently unwrapped it and I hadn't had an opportunity. And I think I mentioned this when I opened it as well, but the hooks, the latch hooks on the 11 Windmills one are a little bit smaller, and as you can see they are a lot closer together than the Cat and Sparrow, the Cat and Sparrow ones as well. So I feel like I can use the Cat and Sparrow one for possibly thicker yarns and the 11 Windmills one for a thinner yarn. I have here some handspun that I made out of just some really cheap merino roving that I got for making big chunky blankets actually, and I decided I would spin a whole lot of it up instead. And this little ball here was actually some leftovers that I had from that. I had I think I had two bobbins of partial singles left, so I just spun up some random black yarn that I don't even know, not yarn fiber, I don't even know where I got that from, and I just spun them all together into this 3-ply. It looks pretty fine. If like just looking at it like that, I feel like you would say that it's a fingering weight yarn, but according to its grist, which is its yards per pound, it is actually a sport weight. But because it's so fine, really I think it should be fine to make with this Icord maker. This is only a 30-gram ball, so hopefully I will be able to work up the whole thing with you guys in this video today, because that'd be pretty cool. And I have hanging off my tripod here the wrist yarn butler thingy-mabob that I opened up from again this year's 11:21 Windmills Advent, and I want to try using it again and see how it works in this kind of application. And I thought it'd be fun for you to kind of see it in action too. So I've just slipped that on the spindle bit. Sadly you can't see the beautiful butterfly anymore, but let me just hook it back. Okay, there we go. I might just move that, slide that over just a little bit more so that it's not going to get in our way too much. So I did watch a video this morning of how to set this up, and you want all of your hooks to be down, and then I'm just thinking, yeah, so you want to, I'm just gonna grip the tail in my hand that's holding the cordsmith, I think these are called, and then I go over, under, over, and then just put the next strand of yarn, the next bit of yarn over the top of these latchy bits, and then carefully I just want to pull these up, and I'm just is this right? So ignoring the middle one, I have just activated the latches of the two end things, and then I think I can simply just, so you want to make sure that the row that you worked previously is below these open latch hooks, and then when you swing your next bit of yarn, they are up over the top of it near the hooks themselves, and then you just pull up the whole shebang up over the hooks. I feel like that last one didn't quite work. See how they're still like separate there, whereas these is only one strand. I'm just going to pull this bottom bit down so it goes past that latch again, and just push it with my fingernail. The first few of these that you do will be a bit tight and fiddly until you have a bit of a cord. See, it happened again on that one. Yeah, until you've got a bit of a cord made, and then it goes by pretty quick and smooth. I wonder if I am pulling my yarn too taut as well. So let's just fix this one. Yep, so up and over so that you've just got one strand. Yeah, this is feeling quite tight. I feel like maybe I was tensioning it too tight, so I'm going to try to not yank on it so much. Except you do want a little bit of tension on it. Fiddly. Right, let's just pull up. And oh, now it's the middle one that didn't catch. Yeah, it's really just these first rows. You can see I've got an itty bitty little bit of a cord going there. Hopefully this isn't another one of those projects that just takes a million years longer than I expected it to. So you always want to be wrapping your your yarn over the hooks in the same direction. Okay, so swing, and I'm now just gripping that little bit of cord that I've made, and I'm using that to pull up. Yeah, it's feeling quite tight, and I don't know if that's my tension, or if it's because this yarn really is thicker than what this cordsmith is kind of designed for. And I don't know if this is the proper way of how to do it or not, but I am finding it easier that when I get up to the bit where I'm yanking it over the top, if I just squeeze the hooks a little bit closer together at that point, it kind of helps make it easier. Ooh, here's a fluffy bit. Kind of makes it easier to pull the things over. But I do wonder actually if doing that is part of the reason why I'm getting such a tight little I-cord here. I really am wondering if it is my yarn choice, because that's feeling like quite a stiff little cord. So what do I want to do here? Do I care more about using this yarn or about using this tool? Because if I want to keep using this tool, I feel like I should use a thinner yarn. So I have here some leftover fingering weight yarn from some socks that I made some time ago, and just to compare, like, you can see why I thought that I would be able to get away with using this marled yarn that I made, because it does look fine enough to be a fingering weight yarn. If this still doesn't work though, then I'm going to go and try it with a lace weight yarn and see how that goes, because I do have some lace weight in my stash that I can use. So we are going over, under, over. It's positioned under the hooks there. We go swing it over, and then we just push up the first and third hooks, and down we come, swing it over, pull up, remembering that these first few so-called rows are going to be tighter or fiddlier to do than all the subsequent ones. So swing it over, pull it up. I did actually wonder if it was right to be doing this project on one of my knit days, since I've been going kind of in order, like following the same order of types of craft that I'm doing. Oh dear, I've lost a stitch. Pulled a little bit too enthusiastically there. I wonder if I can get it back. Oh no, I'm losing everything. Alright, we're starting again. That was feeling smoother though. I was just not paying attention. Over, under, over. No, hang on. Over, under, over. Over. So, third and the first. There's our setup. This yarn is, I think it's a wool bamboo blend, so I am not surprised that it's a bit slippy, because bamboo can be quite a smooth and sometimes slippery yarn fiber to work with. I'm hoping that this other yarn that I have now abandoned, I'm hoping that I will be able to use it with the Cat and Sparrow Icord maker, because I do still want to do this same thing that I am doing with it, which is to make like a big giant Icord. So while it is just a big giant I-cord, my plans for it are to turn it into this pattern that I found on the Ravelries called the New Hope Necklace by J.H. Walker. And I'm pretty sure it's a free pattern, but it's just using an I-cord to make a piece of jewelry, really. And I'm pretty sure that that pattern just calls for using up like a whole full skein, a whole full 100-gram skein of a fingering weight yarn. But I have no idea how much of this I have left. It's clearly not a full skein, but with that full skein of yarn, the pattern has you make a big giant necklace that can like loop around a few times. I can't remember how many times exactly over your neck. So depending how long this is, it may only be able to loop around once or twice. Look at that, got a bit of length going there. It is still feeling tight, but we're cracking on. It does still help sometimes to do the squeeze. But the instructions that I followed, the ones that in particular that I looked up before starting this video, were by Laura Nelkin. It's actually something that she posted on her Instagram quite a while ago, and I had saved it because I knew it was something that I would need to refer back to. When I made the other drawstring that I had made using the Cat and Sparrow cordsmith, I had forgotten that I had saved that, and I looked up a tutorial on YouTube, and I can't remember whose tutorial I found, but I think that one involved starting with a slip knot instead of just like wrapping the yarn. And I do like this a lot better because it means that the beginning doesn't have a knot. There isn't like a little knot, and it's just, you know, a loose bit of yarn there. This is working really well. Like I said before, I still feel like my tension is tight, and I don't know if that's because I ought to be using, or I don't know if I'd get better results using a lace weight. I think that I would, but it's still like really quick and easy to do. Just out of curiosity though, I'm going to pause there. That is looking so good though. I feel like it's not focusing on. That's looking so good. But out of curiosity, I do just want to see if I can make a cord with this sport weight yarn on the Cat and Sparrow one, because like I said, it is something that I still want to have out of this yarn. Yep, so 1 and 2. Do that. It's fiddly beginning. Don't want to like pull on my end too tightly because I don't want to tighten up the start of this I-cord too much. But yeah, I wasn't sure if this project belonged on a knit day because we are producing a knitted I-cord, or if it belonged on a crochet day, because technically I'm working with hooks and I'm pulling yarn through loops like kind of like you would be with crochet. You're pulling loops through other loops using hooks. But I associate this with knitting, because I think of it as a knitted tool and I think of it as a knitted I-cord. This is working so much better. Here's a thick bit. Let's see how this goes. But there you go, just goes to show that, yeah, with these slightly larger hooks and with the hooks spaced that little bit more widely apart, this really is more suitable to a slightly thicker yarn. I don't know, like this is feeling pretty good. I don't know that I would try this with a DK. Ooh. Lost a stitch there, but I do think I can get this one back. If I just find that stitch and finagle it. Come on, finagle yourself up on there. And then in the process of doing that, I think I've lost my middle one as well. Now the end one has gone as well. Is it okay? Is it salvaged? I think. What do I have around me? It's all, I think, this strand. No, I think it's okay. Alright, I do want to get back to the other one. Just want to make sure that this is okay. But yeah, I think this is the right weight. I don't think I would really go any thicker on this cordsmith. And you can see the wrist, the hanging yarn butler thing just swinging away there. It's working really well. It's not like, what have I got here, the end? It's not actually like rotating around too quickly, like it's not spinning out of control. It's just giving me just what I need. So yeah, I really like it in these applications. I think where it doesn't work for me, these yarn butler thingies, is if I'm walking and I'm wearing it on my wrist. That doesn't work. They work great if you are staying still in one spot, in my opinion. Because when I'm walking, it's like banging into like my leg and stuff as well, and that's sort of like encouraging it to just continue spinning and spinning, because it's just bouncing and it just has all of this momentum. Anyway, there's that cord there. Because of it's a marled yarn, it does look a bit messy, and you can actually see, can you see? This elongated stitch just there must be from, I must have like not picked up like one loop. I must have missed one loop. But anyway, like you can see, it's still working perfectly fine. Nothing is unraveling. But let's put that off to the side and keep working with this one. Look at that. Fun. So much fun. And with a patterning yarn like this one that I'm using here, this one that has the bamboo content, it's really fun to see how, what have I done here? How that patterning effect comes out in the cord. What I had wanted, my original plans for making this necklace was to get all of my little scrappy bits of fingering weight yarn, and like much smaller scraps than this, like all of the like really little lengths that I've got that I've just hung onto, because I just always thought surely I'll be able to use them for something. I wanted to make, or I will eventually make, a magic ball out of them. So I'll knot them all together using that thumb knot method that I have recently rediscovered and somewhat gotten the hang of. And I want to make, I think that would be so cool to have a scrappy yarn Icord necklace thingy mabob. And I did consider like prepping a magic ball for this video instead of doing what I'm doing and just using these slightly bigger balls of leftovers. But I didn't really have time to make that magic ball. I considered actually making a magic ball one of the videos for one of the days, but I thought that wouldn't be much fun as a video, a full video of just me making a magic ball. Come on, pull. Yeah, it is still a little bit tight with this one. I do feel like lace would make this even smoother on this one. Can you imagine how fine and delicate a lace weight I-cord would be? I feel like knitting that would kind of drive me a little bit mad, but making one on this would be quite fun. But the lace weights that I have, though, that I would have, like if this wasn't working and I had to go even finer, all of my lace weights are like a solid color. I have one that's a tweedy, but and there's nothing wrong with making a cord or a necklace out of something that is like a single color. That's what the pattern photo for the New Hope necklace is. But I just think it is kind of more fun to make it out of like this patterning. I can't remember with these socks, like if it's just the same pattern all the way along. I have a feeling it is. They're not quite stripes. It's like a blob, a traveling blob. That sounds really terrible. If I maybe when I'm editing, if I can find a good photo of the socks that I made with this, I can show you. I can chuck in a photo so that you can see what that looks like. Don't forget, these loops have to be under the latch and the new yarn has to be over the latch, otherwise you're not. That's how you get the thing where it all slips off and you lose stitches. I think it would be so handy to have a single latch hook tool just on its own. For darning, that would be very helpful if you watched the video where I was mending the socks. I tried to use, well, I did use the Cat and Sparrow. I tried to use just like one of the latch hooks on it, but the other hooks kept snagging on things. So it would definitely be very handy to have just a single hook on its own. And I did see one on an online store when I was doing some online shopping not that long ago. But I thought, oh, I don't know that I need that. And now I'm wishing that I had got it. I'm sure there will be other opportunities if I really want one. This is making such a fine little cord. So like, feels delicate. I keep every now and then I keep going to wrap the yarn the wrong way around. I think it's because like the way that I'm wrapping it right now is the way that I would wrap yarn around a needle for knitting. And the other way is the way that I would wrap it around a hook for crocheting. So maybe I start getting into autopilot and this starts feeling like crochet rather than knitting, and so I try to wrap it the other way around. I do think that this would definitely be easier with lace weight yarn because it is still a little bit more work than the cat and sparrow one. Oh, but it's making such a cool little cord. You can see like it is thinner. It's a thinner cord, a finer cord as well. If I'm not squeezing the hooks together like I have been, to just sort of help pull the stitches over, then I find that I have to yank quite hard with my left hand, which isn't fun. So it's definitely, I'm finding it a lot easier to just give it a little squeeze when I go to pull it over the end. Just imagine how long a cord of this length would have taken if I was just knitting it. But really, essentially, this is just like a miniature knitting machine. I used to have a knitting machine. I bought one secondhand. The brand was Matador, which I think is actually an Australian brand. And I did enjoy using it when I used it, but I didn't really often use it because I prefer to hand knit, really. But it was a cool one because it had a ribber attachment too, so I could machine knit ribbing. And that's actually, so the yarn that I worked with to make the twisty tree ornaments, how I had mentioned that I have made a couple of kids sweaters from it. I actually completely fully made those on the Matador knitting machine. So including ribbing, including pockets. It was pretty cool. And there were instructions on, sorry, I've just missed this middle one here. There were instructions on how to set it up to do color work and things like that as well, but I never sort of worked up the, well, I wouldn't call it working up the courage, really. I just guess I just never really felt the desire to do color work in it. I did decreases. I don't think I ever did increases, but I definitely worked decreases on it to do some of the shaping in those sweaters. And that was pretty cool. But that was just essentially like a big bed full of latch hooks. And I would guess that circular sock knitting machines are just the same. It's just that the latch hooks are upright and arranged in a circle instead of a flat bed. I have thought about circular sock machines, but again, I sold my Matador knitting machine because I was just like, why? Like, I'm just not using it enough. I really prefer just knitting. And while it was cool to have and cool to make things on it, I mean, that's all it really comes down to, is I just prefer knitting. So why would I get a CSM if I think the result's going to be the same. Like I'm not going to use it. I'd almost just be using it for like the novelty. And then of course, would I fall into that trap of thinking, oh, well, I've got this machine, it'll be, you know, I could just whip out like a bunch of like gift projects for other people or something like that. Like, would I fall into a false sense of productivity or something? Would I start like over promising what I think I can make? Let's see, so I have been filming this section for about 25 minutes, and let's see how long of a cord that I have made. Do I have a tape measure around me? Yes, I do. Oh, bang. So in 25 minutes, I have made a cord, whoa, 1/2 meter long. And I even used some of that 25 minutes to make this other cord. Oh, what's happened here? Oh, I must have had like a little extra ball inside inside that ball and I didn't even realize. I wonder if you could do like if you could use this very thin I-cord to then make like finger knitting. Just doing a quick little. That doesn't really look like anything, but that would be cool, wouldn't it? Oh, that would be cool. So considering I still have this much of the ball left to go, I won't finish the whole thing with you guys, but maybe I will finish it off camera, depending. I don't know how much time I have today, if I'll be able to achieve that, but if I can, then I will wear it and show you what that's like. Or you could just go and look up the New Hope necklace. And see the different ways that she has styled it. I'm sure she's got different ways that she has styled it, but right now I can only remember the cover photo of the pattern page. This morning when I was browsing Instagram, as you do to try to wake up, I came across a really cool crochet project, which was I looked it up. I found it on Ravelry. It's called the Hogwarts Advent Calendar. Such a neat design. It was basically that you crochet this 3D little castle, and the back of it has a bunch of little drawers, so you know you fill it with your Advent treats. And it was even things like, I think the roof of the tower on the castle opened up, so that was another compartment that you could pop something into. But not only that, the pattern includes like all of a whole bunch of like little things to crochet to put inside all of those little compartments. It was such a cool pattern. So yeah, of course I went looking for that on Ravelry and I added it to my favorites, because I thought it was awesome, but I don't know that I'd ever actually get around to making it, so I didn't add it to my queue. But that started me on a rabbit hole of looking at what other advents I could make, like patterns for the things for holding like advent calendars, if you get what I'm saying. like the thing that lets you hide 24 little gifts. And there was one that stood out among all of the others that I did add to my queue that I definitely have to make, and that is, oh, I should say, I made some notes for myself off to the side so that I could credit everyone. But the Hogwarts Advent Calendar is designed by Angelina Taranina. And the Advent that I found that I have fallen in love with and will make eventually one day is called the Big Snowman Countdown Calendar. And that is by Marina Churchkalova. I'm probably butchering that last name, I'm really sorry. But it was so cool. You make, I can't remember if it was knit or crocheted actually, but you make a big giant snowman. It's like half a meter tall, and he's got his hat and his carrot nose, and I think he's even holding like a candy cane in each hand or something like that, but then his body is just covered in pockets with numbers on them, and that's your Advent thing. I'm not saying if, when I make it, I don't know actually, now that I think about it, if I will want to turn it into an Advent calendar, because of course you can just make the big giant 50 centimeter tall snowman and not attach a whole bunch of pockets around his body. And it would still be an awesome, awesome thing. Oh, wouldn't it be cool if I could make it out of hand spun? Because I do so much spinning that I could do that. Not. It's a dream. That my hand is actually getting a little bit sore just from like all of the the tension that I am exerting in gripping this cord and pulling it. You can see my pinky has like dug into my hand a little bit there, my pinky nail. And I am a tight knitter. And part of that is because I think I do tension things quite firmly when I'm knitting. So that does make me wonder if I am applying that here as well, like if I'm tensioning this tighter than what other people may when they make this thing. Because I swear videos that I've seen of other people doing this, I feel like they're not exerting as much force as I feel like I have been to work this. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the difficulties, I mean it's not really difficult, it's just a little bit of effort, but if the extra effort that I feel like I'm applying is because the extra effort that I'm exerting is that because nearly lost some stitches there. Yeah, is because I am a tight tensioner and therefore a tight knitter. Can I make an effort to tension less? I feel like if I am not like exerting some tension here though, then it's just too loose and it comes up over the hooks like that. But, because so normally when I tension yarn, I wrap it around my pinky like that, and then I have it in between those other fingers there. You can see the grooves that has cut into my finger. And all of that wrapping is like adding friction. So if I don't do that, if I just, oh, this feels so wrong to me. But if I just like do it like that without wrapping it around my pinky even, is that looser? Oops. To make sure it's under the latches on the latch hook. What have I got here? Oh, hello, knot. Nope, nope, don't tension it like that. We are trying to be loose. It does feel a bit looser actually. Still feel like it's needing a little bit of force to swing things over. Oh, no. Saved. Whew. I have a feeling I've put these on the wrong hooks though. Let's just pull them apart a bit, because shouldn't the yarn be coming off the endmost one? So this way around. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's not right. You get all of the plies. Is that right? Why does that still not feel right? That looks better. Yeah, that looks better. All right. And then, of course, now I'm questioning, did it fall off because I wasn't tensioning. And will I default back to my over tensioning? But no, I probably just was going too quickly and not paying attention to, oh, see, nearly did it again, to the fact that the row that you have just worked needs to be under those latches, and the yarn, the new yarn for the new row needs to be over those latches. So you do need to pay a little bit of attention. How's that looking? Yep, okay. I can't see any odd elongated stitches like when I tried to fix this one up, so I think I did that correctly. Look at that, isn't that fun? It's like a shoelace. Like the thickness of it is like a shoelace, I feel like. You could make shoelaces this way. Why not? It is feeling a bit easier now that I'm making efforts to not tension it so tightly. So this one, because I'm finding that it is good for the finer yarns, it totally would have come in handy when I was binding off my musical earlier this year. So the West Knits Mystery Knit Along, he likes to do Icord edges, and then of course it has an Icord bind off, I think it had. And I like to make mine in lace weight yarn. I feel like I like the size and the lightweightedness of it better, and you just get like a whole lot more meterage, which is just an extra little bit of like buffer protection, I think, in a shawl like that. I did get pretty close to finishing some of those balls of yarn, but anyway, I did consider using the Cat and Sparrow cordsmith to do the bind off for that, but I wasn't confident that it would have like given me a matching gauge, or like because it had I-cord edging running up the sides of the shawl as well, so then I didn't want the I-cord bind off, which would have connected to the side I-cords. I didn't want it to be very different from that, but if I ever do that again, if I'm ever in that situation again where I need to do a lace weight I-cord bind off, I will totally be reaching for this tool to do it, because I think it will be perfect. Alright, well, I think you've seen me latching for long enough. Made a decent bit here, as you can see. And, ooh. Yeah, I am. Oh, look, I got a blister. That happened too when I made the cord using the cotton twine on this one here. And I thought that was because I was using like 100% cotton yarn, which is a lot less like forgiving, gentle than like, because it doesn't have the elasticity, so it can be a bit more hard wearing on your hands. And now that I say that, actually I'm wondering if this bamboo is giving me that same problem, because bamboo also doesn't have the elasticity that wool has. That's making me question whether I want to finish this off now. I'm gonna put it aside and think about it, because I don't want to be giving myself these blisters. Probably once that has healed over, I will probably try making this one. I'll finish off this one, and I'll see if I run into this same problem when I'm using 100% wool. Hello, it is future Bobbie here, editing Bobbie really. I have been continuing with this Icord while I have been editing the video, and I rewatched that little guide from Laura Nelkin that I mentioned at the very beginning of the video, and I realized that she was pulling her her cord over the latches differently to how I was doing it, and I wanted to try that way because my way was giving me blisters. What I had been doing is I've been gripping it down here and yanking on it like that, and that puts a lot of tension on the things on the cord. And I don't know if you can tell, but this little section down here is a little bit of a looser tension than the rest of the cord. And that is because I noticed that Laura Nelkin, when she was doing it, is she would pinch the cord right up underneath the hooks and pull it up that way, instead of grabbing it down here and just yanking on it like that, like I have been. And I do find that when I do this, my tension has ended up being a bit looser, and it's kind of just easier to work. I'm no longer having to squeeze here to bring the hooks closer together so that I can get them over. So it's kind of just giving me better control to do it this way. It's a much smoother experience. Yeah, check out the difference in how thick and how tight the I-cords are, working them the different methods. This way that I am now doing is just, it's so much easier on the hands, and I feel a bit bad now that I have done a video showing it in a way that was like really difficult. Of course, now that I'm wanting to demo a little bit more on camera, it's being, nope, it's been good. Just took me a little bit to get back into the swing of it. Oh no, it's because I was using the wrong finger. I was pinching still. I still automatically just want to grab it with these two, with my ring, but it is worlds easier when I grab it with my pointer, with my index finger. It's easier to pull, and it also gives like a little bit of slack because my yarn is tensioned around my index finger as well. So when I pinch underneath here with my index finger, it sort of loosens the tension a little bit on the yarn that is wrapped around the hooks. This is so excellent. I have a knot, but I was just going to say that this is so completely pain-free. It will be blister-free, and I am confident now that I can finish making this cord, which I'm very excited about. Anyway, this was really fun to make, and yeah, that's kind of all I have to say about it. If you don't have one of these tools, they're pretty cool. And if, like, you can kind of imagine that. Oh, such a cool necklace. Oh, it's such a shame that it's blistering my hands. Anyway, I'm going to stop blathering on and we shall move on. Advent time, and today is another Fluff and Nonsense day. Since I don't need to worry about trying to hold all of these in my hand, I can actually lay out all of the previous days for you to have a look at. How beautiful is it? Ugh, makes me giggle. Anyway, day 8, is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I can count. Oh, look at them. Look at them. All right, let's see what's joining. Is this? Oh, I am so amused at the times at wait, start over. Yesterday, 11:21 windmills, I opened the first pink one, and now I have opened another pink one. Although it's like a salmon. It's like a salmon color, right? Salmon, because no, like fish for Smeagol to eat, Gollum for Gollum to be eating fishies. Is that what it is? It's a really nice, like peachy pink, actually. It's really beautiful. Anyway, let it join its friends there. So beautiful. And that's all I have for you today. Tomorrow is so today was knit, which means tomorrow is a mend day. What am I mending? I don't know. I can't remember. We'll have to wait for tomorrow to find out. I'll see you then.